Hi everyone, here I am back. In this session, we'll be doing questions from question number 15 till question number 25. So let's begin. So now question number 15 says, which of the following substances is a bad conductor of electricity? Now what exactly is a bad conductor? Which does not conduct electricity. So we have four options here. We have diamond, silver, gold and graphite. Right? So गोल्ड एंड सिल्वर दीज आर मेटल्स और मेटल की एक खास बात होती है दैट दे आर गुड कंडक्टर्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी सो वी कैन इजिली एलिमिनेट दीज ऑप्शंस हियर so we've eliminated option C and option B. Now we're left with diamond and graphite. Now both of these uh, substances, they are carbon compounds. All right. Diamond is also a carbon compound. Graphite is also a carbon compound. What is graphite? Now, graphite is basically the lead in your pencil. All right. So, the lead in the pencil is made up of graphite, which is a carbon compound, and graphite conducts electricity. All right. So we can easily eliminate this and we're left with diamond. Diamond is a bad conductor of electricity. Why? Because it does not have any free electrons that would carry forward the electricity. Alright? चार कोवेलेंट इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है देव ऑलरेडी फॉर्म बॉन्ड्स ठीक है सो कोई सिंगल नहीं है उनमें से एक भी इलेक्ट्रॉन वी and hence diamond is a bad conductor of electricity because it has no free electrons to take electricity. All right. So the next question that we have is the Indian musician who has won the maximum number of Grammy Grammy awards. हनी सिंह ने एक पता नहीं इंटरव्यू में या किसी गाने में बोला था कि ग्रामी अवार्ड लेके आऊंगा वेल स्टिल नॉट गॉटन वन खैर दीज आर द फोर नेम्स जिसमें से हमें बताना है कि विच इंडियन म्यूजिशियन हैज गॉटन अ ग्रामी अवार्ड ओके नाउ आई थिंक एवरीबडी हैज हर्ड ऑफ ए आर रहमान राइट ए आर रहमान वेरी 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 फेमस म्यूजिक कंपोजर ठीक है and a music producer. Now, A.R. Rahman is very famous for songs such as Jai Ho from Slumdog Millionaire, for the Guru album, Tal album, alright. Then we have Zubin Mehta. Now, Zubin Mehta is a music conductor. Now, what exactly is a music conductor? So, you must have seen orchestras, right? Big group of instruments being played by people. And you must have seen that there's this one person who's heading that whole group, who's given instructions like go up and go down, etc. So that person who does that is a music conductor. So Zubin Mehta is a music conductor. Next, we have Zakir Hussain. Definitely, I think everybody knows Zakir Hussain. Must have seen him in the Taj ad also. Taj, Ba Taj wali jo ad hai. He's a tabla player. Very, very, very famous tabla player. And then we have Pandit Ravi Shankar, who's a sitar player. Now, we have to find out who has the maximum number of Grammys here. So if we have some little idea as to who has won how many numbers of Grammy, so we will come out with we will take two options here. We'll take Pandit Ravi Shankar and Zubin Mehta. Now both of these they have gotten 5 Grammys each. Five, both of them have won 5 Grammy Awards each. Now, what is the differentiating factor here? Answer is A, Pandit Ravi Shankar. Why? Even though both of them, Zubin Mehta and Ravi Shankar, both of them have won 5 Grammy Awards, but Ravi Shankar, Pandit Ravi Shankar has 5 Grammy plus one Lifetime Achievement Award from Grammy Committee. And hence, Pandit Ravi Shankar is the answer. Pandit Ravi Shankar's daughter is also a very, very famous sitar player. If you guys are into Hindustani classical music, then definitely, listen to her. She's too good. Okay, now the next question is GST, Goods and Services Tax. It's a comprehensive indirect tax that replaced multiple indirect taxes in India. All right. So before GST came, we had many, many indirect taxes. So whenever you would go to a restaurant, okay, तो रेस्टोरेंट का जो आपको बिल आता था ना, उस रेस्टोरेंट बिल में you had many, many compounds, many, many things that were there. So एक तो जो आपने फूड ऑर्डर करा, ठीक है, उस फूड के साथ they would ask you to give service charge. Then they'll ask you to give back. ठीक है. Then some XYZ tax. So what has GST done is that it has subsumed all of these taxes. It has consumed all of these taxes और अब हम एक सिंगल टैक्स देते हैं which is GST और उसके different different brackets होते हैं. Right, so there are different brackets such as 5%, 18%, ठीक है, लग्जरी गुड्स पे 40% एंड मोर, ऐसा डिफरेंट टैक्स ब्रैकेट्स में हमने डिफरेंशिएट कर रखे हैं अपने गुड्स को. So now the question is कि GST is a comprehensive indirect tax that replaced multiple indirect taxes in India such as VAT, service, excise, etc. After years of discussion and constitutional amendments, GST was finally rolled out nationwide as one nation, one tax. Why? Because one nation, that is India, वहाँ पे indirect taxes के लिए we have GST, which is one tax which is applicable on all the states now, and not just one particular state. It will be applied uniformly all across the country, right? Hence, one tax. Now, in which year was the GST officially implemented in India? So the answer to this is 2017. Very, very basic, very common question. All right. Next question is a little tough. Not going to lie here. I don't know, but जब मैं छोटी थी, so there used to be this one show that used to come on Cartoon Network, Tenali Rama करके. So Tenali Rama was basically Krishna Deva Rai's minister. जैसे अकबर के लिए बीरबल था, वैसे ही कृष्ण देवा राय के लिए तेनाली रामा था. सो मैंने फर्स्ट टाइम कृष्ण देवा राय एज अ रूलर मैंने उस कार्टून सीरीज में नाम सुना था एंड यूज्ड टू बी वन ऑफ माय फेवरेट शोज that I used to see in my childhood. So we have to find out which temple is not built by Krishna Deva Rai. Alright? So ये So we have to find out which temple is not built by Krishna Deva Rai. Alright? So we have Vijay Mahal, Hazara Temple, Hazara Ram Temple, Sun Temple Konark, and Vitthal Swami Temple. Now, कृष्ण देवा राय जो थे वो मोस्टली डेक्कन में रूल किया करते थे. Alright? If you have studied a bit about geography, then you will see that Konark is not in Deccan. It's on द ईस्टर्न कोस्ट ऑफ इंडिया, ईस्टर्न कोस्टल में है, ठीक है, प्राइमरीली उड़ीसा, ठीक है. So Sun Temple is that one temple amongst the four options which was not built by Krishna Deva Rai. Now, what is exactly the Sun Temple? You must have seen कि हर हमको काफी सारे बूढ़े बुजुर्ग बोलते हैं कि सूर्य देवता को जल चढ़ाएं, सूर्य देवता की पूजा करें, है ना. The sun deity. Now that sun deity is your सूर्य देव, राइट. और उस सूर्य देव की पूजा करने के लिए डिफरेंट रूलर्स ने डिफरेंट टेम्पल्स बनाए थे जिनको हम सन टेम्पल के नाम से रेफर करते हैं. So there's this one very important sun temple which is in Konark, also known as the Black Pagoda. Black Pagoda. Uh, and this sun temple was built by Narasimha Dev I, who was a ruler of the Eastern Ganges dynasty, something which you don't have to remember for CUET. Alright, so don't take any stress here. So we're left with, so option number C, Sun Temple is the answer here. कृष्णदेव राय ने विजय महल, हजारा राम टेम्पल और विठल स्वामी टेम्पल बनवाया था. आप प्लीज ये तीन नामों को याद रखना because these three names are very important, okay, with respect to Krishnadeva Rai, Krishnadeva Rai's rule and the architecture that he uh, made. Now the next question is, who among the following is awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for Medicine in the year 1968 for the interpretation of genetic code and its function in the protein synthesis? Now, if you put a little brain here, C.V. Raman was a physicist. Dr. Hargobind Khurana, he was a biologist. All right. And again, scientists, physicists. So the answer here is Dr. Hargobind Khurana. Now, Hargobind Khurana, back in the year 1968, what he did was he synthesize द न्यूक्लिक एसिड्स, जो हमारी बॉडी के न्यूक्लिक एसिड्स है उनको उन्होंने बाहर, बॉडी के बाहर उन्होंने उसको प्रोड्यूस करा और उस पर एक्सपेरिमेंट्स कंडक्ट करे और उन्होंने फिर हमें बताया कि जेनेटिक कोड क्या होता है, राइट. सो Hargobind Khurana shared this Nobel Prize for Medicine in the year 1968 with two more people. I think the names were Nirenberg एंड हॉली. सो ये उनके टीममेट्स थे और इन तीनों ने 1968 में नोबेल प्राइज फॉर मेडिसिन जीता था फॉर द इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑफ जेनेटिक कोड and its functions in the protein synthesis. So very important because some Indian person has won a Nobel Prize in medicine. I think last Nobel Prize हमको मिला था economics में. You please tell me कि किनको मिला था. Alright, so the next question is question number 20. Who is the commander of the armed forces in India? Now every year Republic Day comes, Independence Day comes. You must have seen कि हम अपने soldiers को इंडिया गेट पे श्रद्धांजलि देते हैं और वहां पे तीनों आर्म फोर्सेस के along with Delhi police और some other paramilitary forces के लोग भी soldiers भी present होते हैं. So we have to find out as to who is the commander of the armed forces in India. The answer is the president. She is the head of the armed forces in India. All right. तीनों armed forces के जो soldiers है, heads of the armed forces है, they report to the president. They are headed by the president, and the president currently is Madam Draupadi Murmu. Right? Next question. Who appoints the chairperson of the UPSC? right? So the answer here is the president. Now, according to the constitutional article, ठीक है, यूपीएससी के जो चेयरपर्सन है उसको कौन अपॉइंट करता है? प्रेसिडेंट अपॉइंट करता है. Why? So that there is independence of the institution, there is no political interference, all right, and hence president has been given this power to appoint the chairperson of the UPSC. Now, the next question is, where is the Indian Grape Processing Board located? Now, the four options are Bengaluru, Kottayam, Pune, and Kochi. I hope you guys have heard about Sula wines. Now, Sula wines, बहुत famous है, and it's in Nasik, and I think, yeah, in Pune also. Pune and Nasik, mein, it has its branches. So, the answer is Pune. पुणे में काफी ग्रेप पुणे नासिक साइड काफी ज्यादा ग्रेप्स ग्रो होते हैं एंड ultimately it had to be the place where the Indian Grape Processing Board is located. All right, so the next question is, which of the following belongs to the Harappa culture? Now, Harappa culture, I am literally obsessed with Harappa culture. I'm not even kidding here because I think they were way ahead of the times. हमारे यहाँ पे we don't have proper drainage system. We don't have proper plan city, but Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, the whole Harappa, in fact, Harappan civilization, it was so, you know, flawless, so nicely planned. It had such amazing drainage systems. Like I kind of envy people who must have lived there. But I hope like someday our politicians and our planners they take inspiration from the Harappa culture and thoda sa proper we have the planning of the cities and we have like proper drainage systems, everything in place because you must have seen like Delhi NCR, especially when whenever like rain happens, the whole roads they're flooded. Every place is flooded. Like I have not personally seen any place जहाँ पे अच्छा drainage system हो कि बारिश हुई और पानी निकल गया. But sadly, that's not the case. Anyway, moving ahead, we have to answer this question also. Which of the following belongs to the Harappan culture? We have Bronze Age, copper, iron, and stone. Now, Stone Age is something which belong to the primitive people. ठीक है? So Stone Age मतलब उस टाइम पे stones को हम use करते थे for tools, for making weapons. So Harappan people they were way ahead of the Stone Age people. So we can easily eliminate Stone Age here. Then we have Iron Age. Now, Iron Age is primarily associated with the modern empire and the Mahajanpadas that came much later after the Harappan civilization because at that time the people had understood as to how to uh, take out iron and how to use iron and develop iron. Okay, so you will not find much. In fact, like I don't think you will find iron in Harappan culture also. So you can eliminate Iron Age also. Now we're left with bronze and copper. If you have read a bit about the sculptures that were made during the Harappan culture, you must have come across this dancing girl statue. Very, very famous. The dancing girl statue. ठीक है now this dancing girl statue अगर आप लोग गूगल करोगे so you will see this one girl who is standing in a tribhang position, all right, and she's wearing like anklets and amulets and other jewelry, and it's made up of bronze. So Harappan people they were very very famous for producing bronze articles, all right, and so this Harappan culture it's associated with the Bronze Age. So the answer is Bronze Age. All right. Now, the next question is which gas is used for the manufacturing of the bleaching powder? Now, what is bleaching powder? Used when you're washing clothes. ठीक है so मैं इसका बहुत सिंपल सा एक इक्वेशन बता दी थी जो मैं ऐसे रख के आई हूँ आज. ठीक है so we have slag line, plus Cl2 and which forms bleaching powder plus water. So I'm pretty sure you must have seen this equation when you guys were studying in standard 7, 8, 9 because मैंने उसी time पे पढ़ा था ये वाली चीज को. So the equation slake lime is also known as calcium hydroxide. Okay, so calcium hydroxide को आप क्लोरीन गैस के साथ जब आप मिक्स करेंगे तो आप मैन्युफैक्चर कर सकते हैं bleaching powder. Please do not try this at home because it's just not safe. Alright. So, which gas is used for the manufacturing of bleaching powder? The answer is chlorine gas. Okay, now I think we have come to the end of the class. This is the final question. Very easy. The speed of sound will be the fastest in iron bar, which is a solid, water, which is liquid, hilltop, hilltop के आसपास आपके air होती है, so I'll just say like gas, okay, and we have vacuum. Now we have to understand कि speed of sound सबसे ज्यादा fast कहाँ पर होगी. Fast ऐसी जगह पे होगी जहाँ पे we have space, जहाँ से हमारी sound जो है pass कर जाए फटाफट. So it should be stacked, right? There should not be much space. ठीक है? So I think यहाँ पे कौन से matter में सबसे ज्यादा space है between like different atoms or molecules. गैस में आपने देखा है इट्स अ मैटर वेयर इन देयर टू मच स्पेस बिटवीन डिफरेंट एटम्स एंड मॉलिक्यूल्स. सो वहां पे तो फिर वो डिस्प्लेस कर जाएगा आपका साउंड का वेव्स, राइट? सो हिल टॉप, नो, नॉट द राइट आंसर. अगेन, लिक्विड, not that good conductor of sound. The answer would be solid, iron bar basically. Right. Why iron bar? Because यहाँ पे जो आपके atoms है, they're stacked so closely, so tightly together, so as to facilitate the movement of sound waves amongst them. And hence the answer would be iron bar. Vacuum में तो आपका speed travel भी नहीं करेगा, right? So now we've come to the end of our top 25 questions for CUET.